Hello, this is Dave Gimberline with Shotoru Goshinjutsu, or Kata for Self-Defense. This is part 4 of the breathing exercises on the short video. And the goal of this video is to try to get you to understand the difference between blowing air out of your lungs and using your body muscle to squeeze and move the air out of your lungs. So this first one is an exercise that you have seen in yoga and similar things. It's sometimes called a cat-cow by people who don't know yoga, like me. You're going to start here on all fours. You're going to exhale and push this part up as high as you can. You go, you hold it for a second, and then you inhale and arch. Hard as you can. And then blow it out. Push this up. And in. And out. And in. If you've never done that before, you might have to do 10 or so before you start to feel the rhythm of exhaling. And inhaling. Now I want you to try the same thing, but you're not going to purposely breathe. You're just going to let the air flow through your lungs naturally as you squeeze this in. And then out. And then in. You should feel the air moving out and then in. Big rush of air coming in, and then out, and then in. So to me, that's a super obvious example of using your body muscle to move the air in and out. And you do that when you do karate. You just don't normally let your body deform. So you squeeze the muscles without the arch and the release in most situations. This next exercise uses the Yoi position from Jion, and it is an excellent standing meditation position. You're going to start with your feet together and your toes together, and you're going to put your hands up here at maybe, say, chin height, and the most common thing people do is put them in too far. They should be out pretty good, so you have a 90-degree bend or so there. And if I ask people to focus in this position, or kime, squeeze, what they tend to do is go, and then you release, and that's mostly in your chest and upper body, and you're forcing the air. So instead of that, I want you to keep your spine as straight and tall as you possibly can, and maybe slightly feel like you're leaning forward, slightly like the weight is going towards the balls of your feet. You're going to try to squeeze the pancakes down past your belly button into your center. You're going to squeeze your butt cheeks, and you're going to let that settle into your toes where you're grabbing. You squeeze and you squeeze and you squeeze, and then when you release, this should happen. So you squeeze, and there's no obvious air out, and then you release, and the air comes back in. So work at that for a little bit, and give yourself some time. Stand there for a minute or 2 minutes, and try to see if you can feel the good pulsy squeeze. When I was doing Jion as a kata, and they would say, oi, and I'm training in class, I would try to get 3 good squeezes before I would start the kata. Because this expansion contraction that you're developing is every move. So you contract, expand, contract, and there's a contraction to the floor. It goes throughout the katas, which we'll talk about in the next video. This last exercise utilizes hitting something. In a normal situation, I would have a makiwara board. During these COVID times, I don't have one handy, so we have this handy dummy. When people hit things and they're trying to get their body to expand and contract, a lot of times they go, and I want you to quit that. That's too much tension, too much work. Keep your spine straight, relax, and let your body weight hit the bag. And keep lifting your head. And I first made this breakthrough by hitting not too hard, but letting my body settle every time. And then you can check yourself once in a while, like this, If I release from here, I come back up. So if I do, say, 20, 30, 50 reps of just this nice, easy punching, and I try to keep my breathing independent, there are times when I inhale, when my body squeezed. It's kind of fun. So what helps here is, although it is common to match your breathing and your air, match your breathing and your body contraction, it doesn't have to. You can contract the muscles and inhale. It's backwards, but you totally can. And this will help later when you try to get your body to expand and contract very quickly, not having to depend on to do it, because that'll be too slow. Thank you all, and next time we're going to work on maybe more kata, expansion, contraction, and how that works. Thank you.